Cool. Okay, so 6 months ago, I started a new service line in personal branding. I scaled it to 30K per month, and I'm gonna double it again in the next 75 days. I'm gonna record the entire thing. I'm gonna put it all on here, and every single day I'll do a vlog or like whatever you call this. I'll show you the KPIs. I'll show you what I did, the good, the bad, and just generally talk about the journey. Few reasons for starting this challenge. I preach all the time that people should just post on LinkedIn. That comes from me, for all of the businesses I've had over the past 5.5 years. I just posted an organic and I made a lot of money doing it. Even though those posts weren't good, a lot of the times they made me good money, and I'll speak about that in the challenge. I've always sort of built in public or just posted to be present, and that's paid me like crazy dividends. And I know that if I really lock in and double down on that, I will get dividends for the rest of my life, and it will only compound and get bigger from here on out. So I preach all the time that people should post on LinkedIn, but it's really hard to do that when you haven't built the muscle. So I realized that, okay, I've built the muscle, I can post. It's pretty easy for me, but posting videos is not. Posting videos is extremely painful for me and takes a lot of bandwidth and a lot of energy. So I thought, okay, if I'm going to do this challenge, why don't I do something that's hard for me so that I get some this will keep me consistent. It'll make me more disciplined. I'll learn a new skill, and ultimately there's absolutely no way that I can walk out of here over the next 75 days without being in a significantly better place. If I commit to this challenge and put it out there and call my shot, it'll pay off. So that's the first reason. The second reason was when I started the personal branding, when the first idea came out for personal branding, when I decided I was going to do this, I wasn't in like the best of headspace. I was about to be a dad. I was very anxious over that. This was like end of January. I was making this decision, and my kid was meant to be born at the start of March. Well, he was born at the start of March. So, anyway, so I was in a bad spot. Like, I just got so worked up. I was like, oh, how could I do this if Noah's going to be born so soon? But I decided, okay, look, I've still got a month and a bit to go. Let's just get locked in and put my head down and let's see what happens. So I got up every morning. I went for a run. I got really back into working out. I prayed every day. I did meditation. All that like proper. I guess you could call. I'm not going to call it a bad name. All that like what's it called? Self-improvement stuff that people preach on social media, which really does work. It really does work. I go for cold swims every day. Anyway, I just got really locked in and just did the work and just took crazy amounts of action as much as I possibly could. For a long time, I hadn't been in the trenches. Like, I had sort of like I'd hired people, so I didn't need to write content as much. But with this business, I did it all myself. And I think that was really good for me to just get those reps in again and feel the pain of it and build out the SOPs and then hire in. So for the next, since then, I mean, I'm still writing to this day, but that period for me, I just woke up, did my self-improvement stuff, did the work, and just kept repeating that, and it really paid off. So anyway, right, I want to double the business, and I know that I'm going to have to push myself again. So I looked at the 75 hard challenge, and I thought, okay, that could be good, but then I realized I wanted to add some things to it, and it started to become something else. So then I thought, okay, why don't I just do my own version of this challenge? And it's evolved into this. I thought, okay, well then I should just video it, right? I saw a few people do this. I saw Indexy, Jackie Chow, he did it. I really liked that content, and it paid him like crazy ROI. Nick Sariav, he did it. Big fan of him as well, and he had a lot of success from just posting. So I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna try this, and it's gonna be tough for me, but keep me accountable. And as I'm doing this, you should probably try and do your own version of this too. Do it on LinkedIn. Maybe you do a video too, whatever. But I think the process of just locking in and committing to posting, you will learn so much in the next 75 days that it will be worth it. So I'll speak more about what I think this is in the coming days. But let me just move on to, I guess, like the next segment of what I'll probably do each day. So every day I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna show you my post from the day before, and I'm going to show you my KPIs. And we'll speak a little bit about you know, well, it's not really KPIs, I guess. We'll just speak about the growth. So okay, so this is the KPI sheet. Yeah, as you can see, not much growth, but the other big problem and the reason that I'm doing this is I've been like, this is by far the hardest business I've run from like a bandwidth perspective, and maybe that's because I'm still in the trenches, but I still think for a while I'm gonna have this problem because when you're running the accounts for these clients, you have so much context that you have to remember. There's so many moving parts as well. I'm doing like either weekly or bi-weekly interviews with them. I'm speaking to, you know, these people that are, they're not even speaking about like easy things in some cases. Like it's pretty technical stuff. Like I've got some big SEO agency clients, so we're speaking a lot about geo and query fan out, and you know, speaking about these huge studies that are maybe like, you know, free, sometimes like 15,000 words, which is like just so much like compute power needed to remember all that and think of unique ideas. So it's been super hard for me. I found it really challenging. I've come to realize that the best way to like, or not the best way, but the most important thing for like a ghostwriter to do is to just manage their energy. So that's also why in this challenge I'm going to incorporate, I think to be honest with you, you could say that for any entrepreneur, but you know, I'm going to incorporate a lot of like health pillars into this and things that I'm going to do to keep my mind right and keep my bandwidth high and my creative energy as high as possible. But again, went on a bit of a waffle there. I've struggled to post consistently on LinkedIn. You know, I haven't practiced what I've preached. I've given my clients everything. I've done, you know, as much as I can for them and given them all my best ideas. And then at the end of the day, when I'm about to write or batch write for myself, there's like not much there. So, you know, I've done some posts and I think we've grown a little bit in the past few months, but not what I'm happy with. You know, like I'm not happy with this growth, and I know I can do much better, and I know that if I want to double the business in 75 days, I'm going to have to take this much more seriously and like, yeah, just get locked in like I did in the beginning. So as you can see, we've had, you know, a little bit of growth. This came from, I guess, the pitch in public that I did the other day. So let's move on to speaking about the post that I did. So the other day I pitched Chris Williamson. So this is a pitch in public post. These are really good posts for getting clients. The thing is, I messed this post up, and this is an example of me sharing, you know, where I've or I guess like where I'm gonna just share everything, like the truth, the ugly. Yeah, I just think I want to be like super authentic with this and just show that like I'm still making mistakes too with this stuff, but it doesn't matter. That's the thing. Like, when I started posting on LinkedIn again this year, when I like took it seriously, you know, I was getting clients of like posts with like 8 likes at the time. Like, there's a lot of beliefs around LinkedIn that people have, that are just like fundamentally wrong, and I'll speak about them in like coming days. But one of them is like you don't need posts with like huge like counts. But I'm waffling again. Jesus, this is going to be tough. But with this post, I made mistakes, and the reason for that was I really get in my own head. I put Chris on a pedestal. I really wanted this post to bang. I'd gone in my own head that I wanted this one to go, you know, not viral, but I wanted it to do significantly better than it did, and go far and wide, and really show that, you know, show what I could do, and show that I have unique ideas and unique thoughts, and we have like great design skills, and that was the purpose of the post. So it was a long shot to get Chris's attention. I've done this a few times now, and it worked, by the way. Like this, if I don't hear from Chris, this will be the only one that I've done for myself that hasn't worked. I've done this 4 times now for myself. This would be the 5th, so 5 times. Geez. It really takes it out you doing these videos, you know. So why didn't it work? Well, I actually spoke to Matt Barker about this. I had a hook before. By the way, it did work. I'm just extremely critical over it. But anyway, I had a hook before that was a bit waffly. I tried to not tag, but I name drop some of the podcast guests that Chris had on. I was trying to get some more credibility in here, and I didn't need it. Matt pointed out I didn't need it. Like I already have Chris, who's the big name, so I didn't need that. And then I waffle a little bit here, like this isn't needed. And one of the other reasons that I struggled with this post was I had so much to say with this one. So like typically, if you're doing a post, you just want like one core idea, but with this one I was trying to just share the strategy, so I had a lot of ideas, or I guess like sub ideas. And I had the character count like 20 times. Had to delete it loads, go back in and edit. Like down here I really wanted to expand it. There's so many things about his profile that I could speak about, but the reason that I decided to delete it, or like make it as concise as this is here, was because I could probably just do a standalone post on that, which I probably will do, and give this one another shot. But this was the post I did, and I've learned a lot about it, or like from doing this one. I can see now how my approach here was a little bit I could have done this much better, and I'm going to. Next week I'm going to pitch another person. I have them in mind. We're working on their carousel just now. I know what they should do. Like I've looked at their page, I can see big gaps. I just need to now not write it from a position of like, oh, it's this famous person, da, 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 da. Like it's like I can help them. I know where they've got gaps, I know where they've got problems. Like don't overthink it, just write it, let's get it up, let's post it, and just back myself. Like it's something that I think trips me up sometimes, so anyway, this was the post I did. I'm going to do one of these a week, I think, until the end of the challenge, or at least I'll try. Got 3,500 impressions. Did okay. So that's that. Let's move back over to me. Cool. So this is the challenge. I guess I haven't really spoke too much about the specifics of the challenge, but I will. And hopefully if you found this interesting, of the 10 people that's probably watching, I'll see you tomorrow, and this will develop out further.